Ah, that's ugly. If you're struggling with slices just like that, perhaps it's your golf glove. Today's video is going to be about how your grip influences your shot shape and what you can do about it. The good news is it's really blooming simple to change. So, does your golf glove look like this? Have you got a hole there? In which case you are gripping that club way too much up in the palm rather than down in the fingers. And that could well be the reason for your slice. So the shot I just hit there, in official terms, is actually a push slice. So for me as a right-handed golfer, the ball started to the right and went further that way. Now I've actually got some measurements here. So I do know that my swing path was only 2 degrees, 1.8 degrees from out to in. That's where most golfers start when they're seeing a slice. They go, well, I've got to swing more to the right, got to swing more to the right. My path wasn't far off there, 1.8 degrees to the left. It wasn't much at all. So that slice wasn't caused from a swing path issue, it was caused by a club face issue. So at impact, I had the club face open compared to the target and open compared to my path. So the ball started to the right and went further right, and that would really be influenced by this, how I hold the golf club. So I'd look at that first of all, change the grip. If we start getting the grip better, if we start improving the club face, and we're then seeing a shot that's going more to the left of the target, let's quickly do that. So I'm actually going to hit this with now a good neutral grip, and we'll go on to the how in just a second. But if I've improved how I hold the golf club through the use of this video and some practice, and I now start seeing a straight pull to the left of the target for me, like that, then I know that actually I've changed. That wasn't actually bad enough, but I know that I've improved my grip, but I do know that my swing path needs some attention. I'm swinging out to in, and I actually managed to square the club face to my path, hence the pull. And I did pull that, but actually it still caught some fairway. It wasn't dramatic enough. You can see my target line is the chevron line, so it did start quite well left and stayed there. Okay, so if I can change how I hold the golf club and turn my push slice into a pull that goes straight left, that's pretty good. I've changed the grip, I've changed my release pattern of the golf club. Now I could work on the swing path. If you improve your grip, how you hold the golf club, and you turn that push slice just into straight or a little draw, then happy days. You don't need the second part. You wouldn't need to work on your swing path. But I'd always start with club face. So much easier to look at changing this first rather than changing path. Whereas if I had that bad hold of the golf club, I know I've got that club face open, but I just start swinging more and more to the right. All I'm going to do is hit the ball further to the right of the target because I've got that club face wide open, swing direction going right as well, and it's going to go further that way. So let's change how we hold the golf club. I'm going to draw with a Sharpie pen on my glove, and you're legally allowed to do this. So if this helps you change, do it. It's running diagonally across the fingers. If you're wearing up here, you've got that club way too much up into the palm, almost where the fleshy part of your thumb is there, and that's why we're starting to wear it. And that does cause the club to be wearing up and down, hence why we tend to rip that part of the golf club. Now, the issue with getting the club way up with the wrong grip here, it feels to me a very weak position. But if I got to the top of the golf swing, to support the club correctly, I need my thumb underneath the grip. And if I got my thumb underneath the grip, that gives my lead wrist an almighty curve here. We call that a cupped position, or the official term in extension, and that really gets the club face open. So an open club face, if you saw on video, would be the toe of the golf club hanging straight down. We'd like the leading edge of the golf club to be the same angle as your back, and that's the same whether it's an iron or a wood. So too much up in the palm here, weak grip, slicer's grip. Also, when we're making a golf swing, our hands want to return to their natural hanging position, where my palms, you can see here, face slightly inwards. So for me to actually start with the weak grip, this position, the slicer's grip, I'm rotating my hand into an unnatural hanging position. So it wants to return to its natural hanging position, and that will effectively open that club face wide up. And that's why we're starting with it much more in our fingers. That is our natural arm position, where our arms are hanging and facing slightly inwards, as you can hopefully see there. I will show the player's cam as well, so you'll be able to have a good indication, good idea of that. But we're going to start much more in the fingers. My thumb of my lead hand is actually going to be sitting, as I look at it, on the right half of the grip, and I can easily see 2 knuckles. I'd prefer to see 3 than 1, okay, especially if you've got this fault. So I'd prefer to see that 3rd knuckle than only seeing the 1 knuckle. And at the top of the golf swing, it means my thumbs could be supporting the weight of the club, and I've got that neutral lead wrist and that neutral club face position. I could even draw a dot just above the 2nd knuckle. And I'd want to make sure that in my setup position, I can see that dot. So I can see that dot there without moving my head position. I'm obviously not cheating there. So I've got the grip in my fingers, my hand over, I can see that dot. Now I'm in a position that I can create a more natural release, hopefully square that face. So hopefully we can hit a few more drives like that. Now that didn't actually feel fantastic, a little bit high out the head of the golf club, and lost me a little bit of yardage there, but you have seen a ball flight that started right and drew more onto target, and it was a fairway finder as well. It just wasn't a perfect contact. But I obviously managed to control that club face a lot easier with that new grip. So persevere, first of all, at home, before you take it to the driving range, before you take it to the golf course. If drawing the lines on the glove help, if drawing the dot on above the 2nd knuckle helps, do it. Do it even if it's your practice glove that you're just training that way. But there's no rule that says we can't have those lines on to help us while we're out on the golf course. So let's make sure we hold the golf club correctly. Let's monitor the ball flight first of all before we start trying to change the path, because it may well be it's a club face issue rather than a swing path issue. I hope that video helps. If it does, put some comments below, hit the thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe to my channel for more content just like this.